Welcome back to Why It Sucks, the only channel where we turn the world's worst political hangovers into therapeutic cross-stitch therapy. I am Jack, and today we are stitching through something that has managed to frustrate not just Americans, but entire countries across the globe. Why Donald Trump sucks. And no, I am not talking about his hair, although let us be honest, that deserves its own episode. I am talking about his dictator-flavored policies, both at home and abroad, that somehow made democracy feel like a bad reality show rerun. So, while I stitch a big, bold eagle carrying a tiny banner that says "Make Autocracy Great Again," let us unravel exactly how Trump's legacy feels less like leadership and more like a four-year-long stress test for the world's collective sanity domestically. Trump's policies were like bad stitching, messy, uneven, and unraveling the very fabric they were supposed to strengthen, from undermining healthcare, gutting environmental protections, and pushing tax cuts that basically said, "Congratulations, billionaires, your yacht fund is safe." Regular Americans got the short end of the thread. Workers were promised jobs that never materialized. Small towns were fed slogans instead of support, and the political divide became less of a difference of opinion and more of a Civil War starter pack. And then there was the economy. Trump strutted around boasting about historic growth, but left out the part about ballooning deficits and stock market sugar highs that benefited the top 1%. He turned the US into a giant Trump Tower, shiny on the outside, crumbling on the inside, and way too expensive for the average person to afford rent. Healthcare. Remember his grand promise to replace Obamacare with something terrific? Yeah, his actual plan was basically get sick and good luck. Millions risked losing coverage, but billionaires walked away with an extra yacht or two. Now, foreign policy, or as I like to call it, dictators and chill. Trump managed to insult allies, cozy up to strongmen, and treat international agreements like IKEA furniture, too complicated, so he just threw them away. NATO, he treated it like a gym membership he did not want to pay for. He played footsie with Kim Jong-un 1 minute, and then tweeted nuclear threats at 3 a.m. the next. That is not diplomacy. That is the drunk uncle of international relations. Loud, embarrassing, and impossible to ignore. Let's talk about Ukraine. Instead of taking a firm stance, Trump played political games. He delayed military aid, sent mixed signals to Russia, and left allies second-guessing US commitments. His antics prolonged instability, emboldened Putin, and made a bad situation worse, all while pretending to be the tough guy on TV. And the tariffs, oh boy, the tariffs. Trump slapped America first stickers on everything, picked fights with trade partners like China, India, Canada, and the EU, and called it a trade war. The result, American farmers dumped soybeans while foreign competitors took over markets. He bragged about winning, but the scoreboard showed American consumers and workers footing the bill. Then there was his love for proxy wars. Rather than de-escalate tensions, he fanned flames from the Middle East to Latin America. Remember Venezuela? He literally threatened to totally destroy it, as if war was just another episode pitch for The Apprentice. Dictator edition. Immigration? He separated families at the border, locked kids in cages, and called it law and order. For him, human rights were nothing more than collateral damage in his endless applause line rallies. And climate change, according to Trump, it was a hoax invented by China. So he yanked the US out of the Paris Agreement, rolled back environmental protections, and doubled down on fossil fuels. Like it was 1950, future generations, not his problem. And let us not forget the pandemic. Instead of listening to science, he treated COVID-19 like a PR issue. He downplayed deaths, mocked masks, and casually suggested injecting bleach. Thousands died while he complained about TV ratings. That is not leadership. That is malpractice with a golf cart. Speaking of golf carts, while claiming to fight for the people, Trump spent more time golfing than working. Taxpayers shelled out millions for his endless resort trips, while he live-tweeted personal grudges at 3 a.m. The leader of the free world reduced to a full-time Twitter troll with nuclear codes. At the end of the day, Trump was not a president. He was a brand, a walking, talking advertisement for why democracy should come with a return policy. He wanted the power of a dictator without the effort of actually governing. A businessman who thought running a country was the same as running a reality show, except with higher stakes and way more golf. So, why did Trump's presidency suck? Because it was never about the people, the country, or the future. It was always about him, his ego, his profits, his fragile legacy. And America got stuck with the bill. And while I finish this stitched eagle, steady, precise, and holding everything together, remember that cross-stitch, unlike Trump's governing style, does not unravel at the seams. And that, my fellow stitchers of sanity, is exactly why Donald Trump sucks. If you want part to hit like and subscribe so I become extra motivated to voice your opinions.